now shake. here with you. See your face in the crowd, but you don't seem so far away. Nothing between us is empty space, empty space. Even when the music is loud, I'd rather be no other place. Here with you now, here with you now. Here with you now. Here with you. Rather be no other place than here with you now. Rather be no other place than here with you. I see your face in the crowd, but you don't seem so far away. Nothing between us is empty space, empty space. Even when the music is loud, I'd rather be no other place. Here with you now, here with you now.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to week 2, day 1 of the Super Sim Baseball League. I am Fisac on the call, joined tonight by former manager, now color commentator with me here on week 2, day 1. It's Pasta. Pasta, we got a great group of games tonight. How are you feeling about the first week of action? What are you thinking about tonight?
I'm feeling super excited about all the games, of course, leading off here with the Dragons and Wrong Fielders. Should be a good one. Wanted to thank you again for having me on the call tonight. Really appreciate the opportunity.
Without a doubt, be sure to get your votes in who will win the Dragons or the Wrong Fielders. Give you a brief overview of the schedule for tonight. We'll, of course, start out with Dragons versus the Wrong Fielders at Colonial Plaza. That pitching matchup is Princess Leia, the number 3, versus Lee for the Wrong Fielders, the number 2. From there, we'll head over to the Epic Conference in the Emerald Diamond, where it's Bam Bam Damn Him on the mound for the Skulls of Rock against a hot 2-0 ball players. Leonard Northwest gets the start for the Epic Nova's leading team. From there, we go to our game of the night. Again, this week, we're changing it up. The game of the night is the third game in the order. It's Unicorns and Wildcats, the battle of the undefeateds in the Epic Galaxy. It's Mabel Sparks versus Gardner Minshew. Not Gardner Minshew, Fanny Minshew in the Bingata Bowl. Man, woo, right over
What
my
are the
head.
choose?
Finally end the night with Pasta. Didn't even plan for this, but your Walkers, your former Walker squad, is taking on the Overdrafts at El Viejo Stadium. It's Scottish on the mound versus Chaddington on the Overdrafts. If the Dragons drop this game, is it finally panic time? Yes, says Whitney. Well, let's find out if there will be panic in Lafayette Corner. We're heading over to our first game of the evening, Colonial Plaza. 1-0 are the Wrong Fielders on the season. What is happening with the scroll? I gotta fix that. Also, my game isn't showing.
I'm seeing it just fine over on my end.
There we go. Now it's showing. Now it's showing.
All right. Cool.
And I'm going to fix the scroll. I'm using it from a file.
Aha, okay.
I'm pretty sure if I do this, it'll.
Meanwhile, while you're fixing that, Sandra Lee on the bump, a 5.4 ERA last year, 1.54 whip, and 11 2/3.
Round him out. Grabs that roller, throws the first in time for the first out. Let us know in chat if anything needs boosted, whether it's my volume, Pasa's volume, game volume. Gary Starr at the plate. Swing and a miss. He gets rung up there. First two Dragons go down swinging, brings up homer runs.
Yeah, homer runs, of course, not having the best past seasons, of course, had that terrible run with the ball players where he went something like 0 for 20 plus in a row.
He had one of the most atrocious starts that I've ever seen. Yeah,
I do remember that.
It is Nori on the mound for the ball players. Thanks for letting me know, Whit. I'll have to remember that. Someone yell at me if I don't change that for the ball players.
I'll let you know by dropping a DM here. So you said no reef at ball players?
Nori for the ball players. This one's popped into right by Fishak for the first out. And here is Shelby round him out again. Princess Leia on the bump for the Dragons. Right to the glove of Freddie Jupiter. Is that Pedro Cruz? Pasa, I'm sure you planned plenty of talking points for all these different players, all these different stats, and the first pitch swings don't certainly help. And
they don't. They don't give me time to talk. But anyway, Princess Leia 3.68 ERA, 0.89 whip, and 14 2/3.
Looks like I got the scroll working as well.
And a big hitter here in Pedro Cruz.
I actually had Fruity in my file already. I don't know if that just changed or nothing, but Jupiter throw to first, not in time.
Oh.
Too speedy was Cruz, and I'll bring up Gramps Elderberry. Of course, Lasers, the manager of the ROM Fielders, was a former assistant manager of the Serpents. As the runner takes off for second, the throw is not in time. Cruz in safely and now in scoring position. I mentioned that as Gramps is a product of the Cobras system. So lots of former Serpents on this ROM Fielder squad. As that one is dribbled, homer runs throw to first in time. So a base runner, but nothing doing. We'll head to the top of the second. Betancourt, Shelton, Walker due up for the Drags.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 25. Inside.
Yeah, when I went to change the order, Fruity was already in at DH, so maybe that was just already changed in the file. 2-2 count to
250
Betancourt.
last year. Sorry about that, cut you off there.
It's the struggle when you're first starting, and of course you're not in person, so we can't use off it as she rings them up there. Looks like only 3 people voted and 2 think the ROM Fielders will take it. Harry Shelton, though, gets the first hit for the Dragons today through the left side. Runner on with 1 out, and that'll bring up Noah Walker.
Number 24.
Got a lot of speed on the bases here with Shelton. Wouldn't be surprised as Lee throws over if he tries to steal here.
Decent arm behind the plate in Brick House. And he gets rung up there.
Now batting, the center fielder.
No
Big
balls
strikeout
thrown
there
in
for
that
Lee.
out bat, and here's Duke Town. Oh, nearly the 4th strikeout of the game there. There it is! She
There it is.
rang him up for the 6 outs so far for Lee. Our strikeouts. And to the bottom of the second, Lasers, Fruity, Saturn due up for the wrong field.
Number 19.
Really good start of the mound for Lee. See if she can keep it going here against the Dragons team.
Large saying Lee is definitely getting close to locked in. She's got to be after that. As swing and a miss, he gets swung up there.
Now batting.
And, you know, we've noticed that Pasta with the new patch. You know, we really didn't get to play on the new patch in Season 7, I don't think at all. And so one thing we've definitely noticed is an increase in strikeouts. vast decrease in walks, which I think everyone's a fan of, is that's to start throw to first is in time for the second out.
Yeah, it seems that strikeout numbers are going way up. Average numbers are going way down. As the new update definitely brings some new mechanics to the game.
The Saturn will lace a 2-0 ball right past the glove of Homer Runs. All that an infield single. Now here's Woden Wayne with a runner on and 2 gone.
Number 11. Follow. Strike.
Wayne hit .418 last year, no home runs, but did have 8 RBIs.
Ball inside.
2-2 count to him. Laces that one up the middle. Back-to-back singles with 2 outs here. The wrong fielder is looking to convert.
Now back.
We'll get to the bottom of the order with Brick
Number
House.
84.
You always hate to see those 20-speed players with Steeler.
Yeah.
That one right to the glove of Runs. That was not an easy get at all. Great
was
work
not.
defensively by Runs. Led to the top of the third. Von Crum, Jupiter, and then Freishak for the Drags.
Designated hitter.
Good redemption there for Runs, especially after considering he had dropped one earlier to allow the runner to reach.
Homer Runs is a bit of an enigma. You know, we've talked about how he had probably one of the worst stints batting. As that one's off the glove of Lee. Can they throw the first in time? No.
Ooh.
The season 2 veteran Von Crum is able to beat it out. And I guess we'll have to talk about Homer Runs later. What's Sandra Lee's fielding?
Sandra Lee's fielding is a whopping
Ball inside.
75.
Yes, that's definitely one she should be getting.
Strike.
Full count.
Ball four.
Ooh,
Ooh, walk.
got a little bit of a give me in the second strike, but then the victim of a borderline call there. The
Yeah.
runners on first and second, nobody out for Will Freishak.
Very important for Freishak to at least advance these runners here. They don't have a lot of speed. So definitely a ball like that would
He
be great.
hasn't had a great season so far, but it's a single for Freishak to load the bases with nobody out, and here is the captain, Gary Starr. Infield is in. They should get the out at home here. Can they turn the Dragon special? They do! An unconventional one, but a 1-2-3 Dragon special. Now here's Homer Runs right to Saturn. The Dragons load the bases with nobody out, and they get nothing.
What a jam escape there by Lee. My goodness.
Shortstop, number 7. Ball inside.
Tough break for the Drags. Of course, they've struggled to start this season. 0-2 start. Losses to
I'll get you those losses in a
the
second.
Lumberjacks 9-5 and the Overdrafts 11-3. I blocked it out,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Ah.
Like, it's my team, and I've watched every
Right.
game, well, both games
Yeah.
of them. I've actively blocked them out.
Yeah, I mean, giving up 20 runs in 2 games, even considering the new update, right? I mean, you would think that the run totals would go down. I've seen a lot of like 2-0, 3-1 games, but to have 11 and 9 runs scored against you is yikes.
Yeah, that Dragon Special was the epitome of the Dragon Special, really, as this one is popped up right side. Freishak moving over. It's the grab for the second out.
Now back.
Yeah, and the other thing with the Dragons as well is their starting pitching has not gone past the 3rd inning. Both games getting knocked out by comebackers. And Wanda Cosmo has been called in as the relief pitcher for both of those games immediately after. And as you see her there in between, I believe that's Jackson and I want to say Tippy Cup there. It has not been great for the Dragons so far. The 1-2-3 inning brings us to the top of the 4th.
Yeah, I wonder if that could lead to maybe some AI tweaks. I mean, obviously you don't have any control over that. Maybe they'll bring in a different pitcher for Cosmo.
Now back.
Maybe take some of the work off of it.
number 16.
We'll have to see. There's only 3 relief pitchers for the Dragons, as Bradley is a closing pitcher. So limited
okay, that's
options.
interesting.
Inside.
Here is
What made you choose Bradley as a closing? closing pitcher?
Bradley sucks, so I want her to pitch as few innings as possible.
I see. So it was a strategy thing.
Strike 3.
Swing and a miss. He gets swung up there. Well, the third inning was a blip on the radar for Lee. So far, doing well here in the top of the 4th. Noah Walker now up.
Strike.
That's the 5th strikeout for Lee. Now locked in.
Dribbler, Saturn, throw to first. It's going to be a 1-2-3 inning. Head to the bottom of the 4th. Elderberry, Lasers, Trudy Fruity due up for the Wrong Fielders. Wrong Fielders, of course, starting out 1-0 in the season. Had a pretty gimme game against the Liberty, winning that one 4-1. They, of course, will be in action tomorrow against, guess who? Pasta, the Walkers.
The Walkers.
This ball hit well, but that's going to be foul. And he gets rung up there.
Now batting. The
I don't really know what you're looking at there for Elderberry. You got to be swinging at something.
That's down.
Interestingly enough, right now it's the Dragons 3 versus the Wrong Fielders 2. These teams will actually meet a week from now, week 3, day 2. It's going to be the Wrong Fielders number 4 versus the Dragons number 1 in that matchup. This one is hit well, tracking back at the track of the wall. It's out of here. A solo shot, 390 feet. And the Wrong Fielders strike first off a boom, 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 lasers. I've got, I haven't created a name-specific chant yet, and I think that's the first one this season that I've created. It just comes naturally to me.
The laser shot.
That's inside.
But yeah, it was a great home run there by
That's
Lasers.
outside. Take your base.
And a walk issue to Fruity.
Now
They are
batting.
struggling a little bit here in the bottom of the 4th. Here is Sophia Saturn.
Number 10.
Quick note about Lasers is he's already matched his homer total from last year. He hit 1 of those last year.
That one is laced immediately up in the middle. Runners on first and second now. 1 gone. Here is Roden Wayne.
Fielder. Number 11.
Into right. This should be deep enough for the runner at second to go to third. And it definitely is. So runners on the corners. 2 gone.
Now batting.
Rick.
The catcher.
Ows.
Number
Up.
84. Strike.
Second run of the game, 90 feet away.
No. That's inside.
Quickly, 3-1 here.
Strike.
It's a borderline call there. Full
Close
count.
one
Runner at
there,
first
yeah.
will go. And a dribbler right to Betancourt. So could have been even more, but it's just a solo shot from Boom Boom Boomer Lasers. Head to the top of the 5th, bottom of the order. 2 up for the
The
Dragons.
center fielder.
Yeah,
Number
thankfully
97.
with the Dragons, their Wrong Fielders were only able to score 1 there. Yeah, as you said, could have been a lot worse.
Immediately first swing by Duketown right to Saturn. She's been a little busy so far today over there at third.
Number 89.
Done
She
well
has,
defensively.
yeah. A lot of balls hit her way.
Right. Nope, high.
1-2 to Von Crum. Dribbler to Lasers. It's the second out.
Now batting, the third baseman.
Now here is
Number
Freddie
24.
Jupiter.
Strike. Ball inside.
What's up, Elder? As Jupiter lines that one up the middle.
Now batting,
2 out single,
the
and now
right
here's
fielder.
Freishak. Hasn't had the
Number
best
82.
of starts so far this season.
Good time to turn it around right here.
And it won't be that as Roundabout easily handles that one. Head to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Dragons' number 1 hitter has been a bit of an enigma in their history. Of course, Debbie Sawyer was the leadoff hitter for a number of seasons, and she just could not seem to get anything through. Doesn't necessarily even really seem to matter who it is in the one spot. The one spot just doesn't seem to produce.
Now, if you're the Dragons manager, as you are, have you experimented with any sort of lineup changes at all, or
Nope.
trying to shake up that number one spot? No, really.
My goal, as she rings her up there, my goal is to do as I often find that I get in my own way, so I try to get out of my own way as often as I can.
Yeah, that's what I did as manager. I just kind of kept the same lineup and just didn't really do much, honestly. Just kind of let the RNG play out for itself. But yeah, I mean, I get why you do that.
Betancourt with a nice dive, Leia with a pick up there. You see that banter, that 1-2, like you had that comment and it ended right as like the fielder got like, the synergy. It's palpable right now.
Yeah.
Delby won't be around in the bases. 2 gone. Pedro Cruz will get a 4-pitch walk.
Ooh. And you got a
Bring in
speed
Gramps
threat.
Elderberry.
Got a speed threat on first. Remember, Cruz stole second last time he was on base.
Decent arm behind the plate, but really good speed, and they catch him in a rundown.
Oh no, that's unfortunate, Pedro.
A break for the Dragons as we'll head to the top of the 6th. It's still 1-0 wrong fielders. Gary Starr leading things off.
A little bit ambitious there for Cruz. And that halts what could have been a potentially interesting inning there for the wrong fielders.
Plenty of deep space in Colonial Plaza to allow the bases to clear. And that'll be a walk earned by Starr. Leadoff batter is aboard. I'll bring up Homer runs. Power versus left-handed pitching. Evangelis still locked in. Ooh, 1-2 count. This is outside, 2-2. This is up top. Lee losing it a little. Full count pitch. Ooh. Nearly got the strikeout there. Got him to chase up. That one is through the left. Great at bat from Runs to battle through a 1-2 count. Now, pinch me if this is deja vu, but runners on first and second, nobody out for the Dragons. This time it's Betancourt who has her number called. See if the Romfears can get out of this brewing situation. Popped up into center. Not that deep. Runner will still head to third. The throw is not in time.
Ooh, very close.
Nearly gunned down from center. The runner's at the corners. Infield in. Runner takes off for second. The throw is in the dirt. Not in time.
Smart play. Now it erases the double play.
Harry Shelton. Nicely hit, but foul.
Got to straighten that one out if you're Shelton.
Swing! And a miss. He gets rung up there. And now that's 2 gone.
Shelton didn't look right from the beginning of the at-bat. He was just struggling to stay alive with all those foul balls. Lee clearly had the advantage.
Huge opportunity for the Romfielders to get out of another jam. Walker down 1-2. A dribbler. Lee, the throw to first is in time. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Not a problem for the Wrongfielders. It's still 1-0. Elderberry due up for the Wrongfielders.
Yeah, you got to give some props to Sandra Lee here.
Oh my gosh, a Dragons pitcher made it all the way through without getting beanballed. A starting pitcher, at least.
Yeah.
In comes Wanda Cosmo. This has been the call so far this season. Let's see if it pans out differently today.
Let's see what Cosmo has in some past years. former Gaucho and Overdraft. This Cosmo, 5.19 ERA, 0.92 WHIP, and 8 2/3 for Cosmo.
19.
She rings them up there.
Ball low. Ball inside.
Boom, boom, boomer lasers at the bat. And this one's into center. Nice job by Duketown to settle it, but a single for lasers.
Now batting, the
Brings up Trudy
designated
Fruity.
hitter, number 18. Strike.
Fruity, one of the most dominant batters of the last couple of years. 431, 4 home runs, 8 RBIs last year.
Jupiter runs. Betancourt, they turn the Dragon special. Will head to the 7th. Town, Von Crum, Jupiter due up. You know, Sandra Lee started out really well and then has been able to, you know, for a relatively younger pitcher, get through some tight situations so far today. As this one is Jack heading deep back to the track to the wall. It's out of here. 384, and you could hear the bats a knocking. We're tied at
Now
one.
batting, the designated hitter.
Well, I guess
number
that jinx kind of
89.
worked out in your favor, huh?
Usually I'm the
He-
anti-jinx. Usually I jinx myself.
Well, worked out the opposite for you this time as you kind of jinxed Sandra Lee into giving up a home run.
Ball
Lee
four,
no
take
longer
the base.
locked in. Walks Von Crum. Have to think she might get pulled
The
here
third
soon.
baseman,
Gotta
number
go with the bullpen arms.
24.
And will stay in against Jupiter. Ooh, nearly a
Oh,
beanball
look out.
there.
That's inside.
This is inside again.
Seems Lee is losing control
Go
here.
high.
Needs to find the zone. 3-0 count. That one is into right, and Jupiter gives her a gift by swinging at the 3-0.
Yeah,
Now batting,
Where's that
Very
top of the order,
important.
Will Freisha?
number
Very
8.
important.
Pitching.
I was gonna say for Lee to get out of the inning, but they pull her.
Here is Sally Dobbs in relief.
Ball inside.
She seems new.
She seems new. Let's see. As meanwhile,
Oh, ball in the dirt. They still get Von Crum.
wow.
It was a hit and run. I think they were expecting Freishak to make contact there. Left side Saturn to throw to first in time. But the Duketown solo shot has us tied at 1 as we head to the 7th inning stretch. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Week 2, Day 1 of SSBL action. I am Fisek on the call, joined today by Pasta on Color. Make sure that you are following the official SSBL Twitch. Send us a Prime sub if you're so inclined. And join the Discord for all the latest stats, standings, and everything SSBL related.
That's inside.
Back to your point about Dobbs. She's a season 7, by the way, if you remember.
Now batting,
She gets rung up there.
fielder, number 11.
Woden Wayne.
Strike. Strike.
Quickly down 0-2. Jack swing. Star throw to first in time, 2-1.
Now batting, the catcher, number
And now it's Brick.
84.
Ows.
Ball inside.
0 for 2 today.
Strike.
Yeah, Brickhouse, one of the promising young catchers in the league. Also has a second base secondary, oddly enough.
Got the speed of a potato and the contact of one as she gets rung up there. Head to the top of the 8th inning. We're all not at 1. Man, look at how even that scoreboard is. 6 hits apiece.
Number
Wasted
6.
opportunities for both teams so far today.
Yeah, can't really get any more even than that.
Right back to Dobbs, so to first in time.
Now batting, the second
I'll
baseman,
bring up homer runs.
number 12.
Runs, of course, a switch hitter, so taking his cuts lefty here for the first time.
Strike. side.
2-1 count from Dobbs, takes a sneeze break. Of course, no more COVID protocols in the SSBL. So is looped up the middle and runs as a board. I'm proud of myself for that one.
That was actually really good. You came with that on the
The
spot.
first baseman, number
By the way, I
25.
did take my COVID test and I don't have COVID, so.
Wonderful.
There's Betancourt over 3 today.
That's inside.
See if runs will steal. He does have the stealer trait.
That's outside.
Wouldn't
Rio
be
to
surprised.
Betancourt.
Take your base.
And that's a 4-pitch
not.
block from Dobbs.
Now batting,
On-fielders
the
pitching
left
struggling with
fielder,
accuracy in
number
the past
16.
inning or two. And that'll put runners on first and second for Harry Shelton.
Strike.
Dobbs was scared of that 96-91 combo for Betancourt.
Oh, that's gotta feel bad as that one is up the middle. The runner will come home and it's 2-1 Dragons. Dobbs has plenty of fielding and you gotta think probably should have had that one.
Yeah, definitely one that she should have had for sure. Dobbs with 80 fielding. So, a little bit better than Sandra Lee, but we did see Sandra Lee also miss one on a comebacker. So,
Strike three.
Oh, horrible swing by Walker there.
Center field,
oh,
number
that did not look
97.
good.
Rung up by Dobbs, and now she has a chance to limit the damage to 1.
Strike.
But here is, last time he was up, home run hitter Duke Town.
Yeah, we'll see if he can deliver again. It'll be big for the Drags here.
He's down 1-2. Can Dobbs get out of it? Oh,
Oh,
swing!
Oh.
And a miss. He gets rung up there. And they do allow a run in, but the wrong fielders have been on damage control today.
Now batting, the shortstop,
Limits it to 1.
number
Back to the top of the order. Taco Burns will pinch hit for Andrea Dartboard.
Strike.
interesting decision here. You go power here. No speed on Taco Burns. Is a second baseman by trade, but looks like he's going to play shortstop in the field.
Swing and a miss. He gets rung up there, and that'll bring up Shelby Roundabout. And she comes.
7. Strike.
Taco Burns is interesting to see him. He was, of course, a mainstay of this wrong fielders team for so long. Into left. Hot by Shelton for the second out. I think it's a testament to the job that Lasers has done that Taco Burns is on the bench. Of course, Taco Burns is getting up there in age, but the fact that he is, you know, sitting on the bench, it's sort of like how Jose Odor is batting ninth for the Unicorns. Just shows how much the rebuild is going, as it's quickly 3-0 to Pedro Cruz, 3-1,
Take your base.
and that will be a walk.
Yeah, Taco Burns is season 4, but does have good power and contact numbers. Not the best arm, though, for a middle infielder.
Number 27.
That'll do it for Cosmo. Here comes Jar Jar Jackson.
Who is relatively new, correct?
Yeah, he was a season 7 draft pick.
Season 7.
Off the plate.
Yeah, really good gradings for Jar Jar Jackson. 87, 79, 72 with K-Man.
Here is K-Man activated.
Ball inside.
This one is into left, tracking back at the track of the wall. It's out of here. Screw your K-Man. That one's gone, man. The wrong fielders take a 3-2 lead.
Number 19.
Huge homer for Elderberry, my goodness.
Nice catch by Runs, but the Dragons were one strike away from heading into the ninth with a 1-run lead. Now they have 3 outs to get 1 to tie it.
The designated hitter, number 89. Right. Ball low. Strike.
Taco Burns taking over short here behind away. The defense substitution for Dartboard.
Into shallow. I was gonna say shallow
gonna
right,
enter right.
but it didn't drift as much.
Right side of the infield, you got that right.
The left right part the field to play.
Strike.
I appreciate DDC. Hey, you know what? We're just in it for the league. Also, when you have a team that constantly disappoints you so much as the Dragons, I learned very quickly managing the Dragons that I could not constantly root for the win because it was never going to pan out for me. Full count to Freddie Jupiter. And he gets rung up there, caught looking.
The right
Dragons
great
one out away
pitch.
from dropping to 0-3, and here comes Mishka Barker.
30.
Related?
He's me.
Of course, Archie and Toby being the
Oh,
other
yeah.
Broncos.
Archie and Toby are related.
Yeah. I don't know if Mishka is though.
Yeah, Mishka is related.
Aha.
That one to Burns, and the Romfielders are 2-0. The Dragons are 0-3. Clutch hitting at the end by Gramps Elderberry. And Evolution is looking very interesting. Pasta, your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, really good all-around performance for the Wrongfielders, of course. Only one run through 7+, but of course that Gramps Elderberry home run sent the bench into a frenzy over on the Wrongfielders side, and they were able to hold it off in the ninth to preserve the 3-2 win.
And the Dragons no longer have anything to back on in terms of, well, if only the starting pitching lasted. Because the starting pitching lasted 5 innings, but it was Jar Jar Jackson with the K-Man activated that could not power past Gramps Elderberry. He gets the loss while Dobbs gets the win, and Barker, with that 1 out, does get the save. Player of the game will be Sandra Lee, 6.1 inning pitched, 6 hits, earned run, 3 walks. Boom, boom, boomer lasers, and Gramps Elderberry, the 2 home run hitters for the Wrongfield. Well, that'll do it for game number 1, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we've got the Skulls of Rock versus the Ball Players. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the SSBL right here on Twitch.
Okay.
Chase the wind and touch the sky. A star's light shines on long after it dies. Oh, in the night. Live every day as if it's your last. Our memories been bright like beacons of the past. Oh, in the night. Now we race against the sun. Now we race against the Now we
Bam, bam, bam. Perfect.
race against the sun. Now we race against the sun. Race against the sun. Now we race against the sun. Now we race against the sun. Now we race against the sun. Ooh.
Welcome back, everyone. A close game for game number 1. We'll see if the same happens here. It is Nori who is on the mound. I did remember to do that, thanks to both Wit and Pasta for reminding me. And Bam Bam Damn Ham on the mound for the Skulls of
Number
Rock.
44.
Huge matchup with Epic Nova's implications. We'll talk about those as we are now underway here at the Emerald Diamond. Carol Henry leading things off for the Skulls. Left side, just fine. And she gets rung up there.
Now batting, the designated hitter.
So as we were
number
talking about
7.
division implications here, Skulls of Rock 0-1 on the year, lost 2-0 to the Sparrows. And the ball players 2-0, but winning their games by a combined total of 3 runs.
This is Theo Thunder to De La Stick. Not only are Terry Thunder and Theo Thunder both on the ball players, not only are they in the lineup, but they are also literally next to each other in the batting order as well. I think, I'm pretty sure Maniac did that just to screw with us. As this one is into right, caught by Nathan
Oh,
Tucker.
good catch. Very good.
1, 2, 3 inning vote in the poll. Who do you think will win? Skulls of Rock or the ball players? Get your votes
Fielder,
in now.
number 6.
All right, so Bam Bam Damn Ham must be new because he is not appearing in my stat sheet.
No, I believe he is a season 7 draftee who cut his
Aha.
teeth in the minors last season.
Gotcha. Okay.
And he issues a walk.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 10.
Whitney, you're not sold on Van Van Dam Ham? What do you mean not about Van Van Dam Ham?
It is a very fun name to say, I'll give you that.
It's one of the funner names to say, for sure.
Oh, I also noticed that Billy O'Connell is now a ball player.
Oh, yeah. Swing and a miss. He gets rung up there.
God,
Pretty sure
where have I
he
been?
started as a ball player, did he not? That's for chat to
He
answer.
did actually. He played season 4.
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
ball
He was a
players.
long time ball player.
No, I just remember him. Of course, me coming to the league a little bit later as a
Yeah,
bomber.
he was a bomber by the time that you were in.
Right, but now he's back with his former team for a second stint.
Serpents as well.
Really?
Mm-hmm. That's what Whitney just said.
Aha.
Oh, he was an OG Serpent to the ball players, to the bombers, to the ball players. Runner takes off the throw. Not in time. 2-2 count. Full count to Patty Potts. And didn't need the stolen base in the end.
Now batting, the shortstop.
And now here is the first of the T Thunders. Teo Thunder. That one to the left side. Nice stop by Carol Henry. Doesn't get the out, but does prevent the run from coming through. And now here's the other T Thunder, Terry Thunder.
Yeah, Carol Henry, of course, playing a secondary position today, usually a first baseman by trade.
I think that's where she's going to be for this season.
Ah. Yeah, so a penalty of a few, but usually 64 fielding for Henry.
Swing and a miss. He got run up there. But to the top of the second, still tied at 0. Wreck Dreams to lead things off.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 13.
Wreck Dreams, the longtime moonshot. Hit 426 with 1 home run and 10 RBIs last year.
2-2 count to him. Man, I'm loving these color rush for the Skulls of Rock as he gets rung up there.
Now batting, the third baseman.
It's kind of cool, actually.
25.
You know, I wouldn't have minded purple, actually. All purple with the yellow text. Those would have been cool, too. These kind of remind me of the old Seahawks jerseys.
Nice job there on the left side of the infield. Now bring up Kip Shaw Jr.
Ah, yes, the son of former Skull, right? Kip
Former
Shaw Sr.?
Skull, former Walker, former Skull, and arguably one of the names for greatest of all time in SSBL history, as that one is right to O'Connell. Right to the bottom of the second, Tucker Armstrong, Iron Hands. Do that.
Now back, the right fielder, number 40.
Nathan Tucker, a speed demon on this ball player's team, has 99 speed.
Now back, the center fielder,
Right too short. Now here is Juice Armstrong.
A lot of speedsters on this ball player team. Armstrong out there in the speed category for ball players.
And he gets rung up there. Damn him. Finding a part of the zone I didn't know existed. Here is Iron Hands, sort of the opposite of Armstrong.
Yeah, all power and no speed.
And all to Santa Ram. To the top of the third, Botley, Mannequin, Galileo Cats.
Hey, look, it's two former Walkers due up.
Number 21.
That's the funny thing about this league. When you have your trade partners, you just see them everywhere. Like
Yeah.
anytime I see the Gauchos, I just see dragons everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Wonder why the new Walkers manager chose to trade his players away.
Well, there is no new Walkers manager.
Wait, what?
There was one lined up and did not follow through, so currently being run by league office.
Number 21.
Boo.
I mean, you're booing. You're the one who abandoned them.
Yeah, well, I thought there was going to be someone to take my place, but I guess not.
Them and the Knights both being run by league office.
Okay, I knew about the Knights. I just didn't know about the Walkers, though.
Well, to be fair, Walkers were a relatively late addition as that's a swing and a miss, but the runner is safe into second. It was like right after the draft that the Walkers manager had to be removed of duties
Why is that?
because
not gonna get into
just not being around, not doing
Oh.
managerial duties.
Ah, I see.
As G rings him up there,
Now batting, the
brings
right
up Galileo
fielder,
Cat.
number 18.
Third strikeout for No Re, looking to keep this dominant performance going.
Locked in.
That's outside.
2-2 count. That one's up the middle. Runner will round third. The throw by Armstrong is scary enough to hold the runner.
The shortstop,
And Armstrong
number
definitely has an
41.
arm that is strong. So runners at the corners, one out. Here is Carol Henry Noreen no longer locked in. Quickly down 1-2. Swing and a miss. She gets rung up there.
The designated hitter.
Strikeout
That'll
there
bring
for
up
No
Alicia
Re.
Kim with RBI man activated.
You see, No Re went high on that one.
Billy O'Connell with the dive. That's on the first
Oh.
in time.
What a play!
The Epic Nova's leading team, the ball players, come through there.
The
Top of the
left
order due up
fielder,
here in the bottom of the
number
third inning.
6.
Right side, right direct Dreams. First pitch swinging.
Now batting.
And it looks like Bam Bam Jam here might be locked in. He is.
Yes. 1 hit, 2 walks, 3 Ks through 2 1/3 for BVDH.
Left side Carroll Henry stopping what would have been extra bases.
Number
Here is Rick of the Stick.
Let's see, can Rick get an extra base hit here? Remember earlier in past seasons. Uh-oh, that might be
That'll
one
be
right
an
there.
extra base hit. That one is
Yeah.
at least a double of the stick is going to third.
Going for
It's
three.
a stand. Well, it should have been a
Sliding.
stand-up triple
Called it.
for Rick of the Stick. Was the issue that he could never hit extra base hits, or
Right.
that he only hit
Remember
extra
that
base hits?
we were waiting for him to get an extra base hit for the longest time?
I guess
like,
it was that he couldn't get an extra base hit because he just
Much
kept
li-
on getting hits.
Much like we were waiting for homer runs to just get a hit of any kind.
That one's right to right Dreams, so the triple amounts to nothing. Into the top of the fourth, Yellow, Dreams, and Ram due up. You know, so far today, Pasta, you know, we're only 1.5 games in, but seems to be the moral of the story so far is wasted opportunities for all the teams that we've seen so far.
For sure. Average with runners in scoring position. It's a stat that no one really talks about, but it's very, very important.
now batting the first baseman, number 13.
This is a good guy to get the bats going here, Rick Dreams.
Right
Ooh.
off of the glove above the stick, throw to first will not be in time.
Now batting
Dreams
the
is aboard,
third
and I'll bring
baseman,
up Santa
number
Ram.
25.
Looks like
Note 'em.
4 people voted. 3 people think the ball players will take it as runner takes off for a second. The throw is bad. If that was in
bad
time,
throw.
runner was dead to rights.
That was iron hands making that throw. 74 arm does not miss that often.
Pretty sure Santa Ram is a former unicorn. I think Elder's in chat. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he came up in the Horns of Pop.
That makes sense.
I think it's season 6 drafty. This one left side. That one will drop down and we'll have our first runs of the game. Santa Ram rams in the run.
Now batting the center
It's
fielder,
1-0 Skulls.
number 33.
Big 98 contact there for Santa Ram. Able to bloop that one into the outfield.
Bomber Special gets the job done. And
Oh,
no!
no!
Nori is dead! No one's covering first!
Oh my gosh.
Number 20 foul pitching.
It's
That
been
was-
happening! I tried warning everybody!
That was
Body
difficult
contusion
to
for
watch.
Nori. She will be fine for the team's next start.
I'm just gonna write that in our.
Mark saying that was supposed to happen last game. That one, O'Connell, Thunder, throw to first in time to up the stick. Dragon special to end it, but Nori out early in this
Wow.
matchup. The Thunders start things off for the ball players in the bottom of the fourth.
15.
That could have been really scary for the ball players, but they're able to get out of that and only give up one to the Skulls. That double play, of course, the icing on the cake.
Walk issue to the first Thunder.
The designated
And here's the second
hitter,
Thunder.
number 9.
Three 3-1 count. Swing and a miss.
Ooh.
3-2. And that'll be 2 walks to 2 Thunders. 2 walks, 2 Thunders, a film coming to you later this summer from
Brought to you by the
SSBL. Straight to video. That one is going to be fouled off.
strike opportunity here for the players.
Tucker down 1-2. This one to Dreams. They get Henry, not in time to get Tucker, so that moves the runner to third. Runners on the corners for Juice Armstrong.
More
Infield is
importantly,
in.
leaves the base open here for Tucker, has 99 speed. Do we see a steal here?
Right to wreck Dreams. Throw to second in time. Throw to first in time. They turn the Dragons special and give up nothing. I was wondering why Wreck Dreams didn't throw home, considering the fact that they set up in, but it works out for them.
Well, yeah, you wanted to get the force outs where they matter. Pretty hard even to get Tucker with 99 speed, but of course no speed going to first. So good play there by Wreck Dreams. And no runs for the ball players, despite the plethora of runners they've left on base.
That one gets you on the left side. That's the thing that will haunt your dreams. The runner
Especially if
is
you play the
aboard.
hot corner. Or any corner infield position.
Just any ball that goes right past the bases. Here's Galileo Cat. Runner takes off for a second, fouled off, right side. Will it stay in? It will. There is up the stick. Now that'll bring up Carroll Henry, who was 0 for 2 today.
Walker looking for a big pitch here.
And there it is. She rings him up.
The designated hitter.
2 gone.
Huge
Now
strikeout.
here's Alicia Kim.
First strikeout of the game for Walker, looking to get out of the inning.
Nope, that's inside.
1-2 count to the designated hitter. Staying alive. Popped up, right side of the stick for the second time this inning. Makes the grab. Led to the bottom of the 5th. It's only a 1-0 lead.
See if the ball players can get the bats going here.
Number 4.
Iron Hands does just that. Man, Pasta, you are...
Yeah.
That's the second straight call that you've had. That is...
Yeah.
Man, now, what do you think needs to happen here?
Iron Hands should not steal. I'm gonna say Toby Barker or Bloop Single.
Which side? It
Doesn't
doesn't matter as he gets hung up there. I think it needs to be, the issue there is that we try to be specific. Whereas
Gotcha.
like the first one you were like, oh, it needs a big pitch, got a big pitch. Then it was, oh, it needs to get the bats going, got the bats going.
Let's see. Let's see if Bam Bam Damn Ham can recover.
The Rio count, this would be a certain recovery, and it isn't. I think it's dead. I think it's dead. Whatever
yeah.
magic was there,
No magic.
whatever magic
No.
was there is clearly dead. It's like finding out Santa wasn't real. Sorry, by the way. Careful, Icarus.
Even though Santa isn't real, you still
Man,
have
that's the
Santa
thing. Like as
Ram.
Aggie pointed out, if you had just had like one more, I think if you can just give one more chance and you can get 3 of them, then you'll be the Tony Romo of the SSBO.
Oh, that's what they call me over in other leagues. Hey, it's Tony Romo.
Now batting.
Because he calls things before they happen.
Well, the bases are loaded, Mr. Romo, with 1 out.
Hmm.
Patty Potts at the plate.
We'll see. Ooh, that did not look like a good swing. Double play here would be huge for the Skulls. Would get him out of the inning.
There's the call. Henry! The Dragon Special! The Dragon Special!
No way!
No!
No way!
Now batting. The
No!
right
I'm
fielder,
done!
number
I'm
I gotta stop, man. Oh my gosh.
Someone clip that. Someone needs to clip that.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. That's crazy. And it wasn't even a ground ball. It was a line drive.
Oh my gosh. He gets rung up there. Jeez.
The first baseman, number
Oh
13.
my gosh. We
Hey.
thought the magic was lost when really it
Yeah.
was the friends we made along the way.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Maniac, if you're in the chat. I just jinxed it.
That's to O'Connell. 2 quick outs here.
The third baseman, number
Santa
25.
Ram. Brought in the only run of this game so far.
Took the words right out of my mouth. K-Man for Walker here.
As he gets rung up. I mean, I don't know if I would call that. Although we saw what happened to Jackson with K-Man. Meant nothing.
Yeah.
Shortstop.
Yeah.
See, DDC, I don't know if DDC is still in, but he was like, man, props to FISAC for not letting the call for that homer, affect him. When it's like, no, it just is always bubbling below the surface. It's like the strong sister and Encanto. Santa may not be real, but that out certainly was. Full count and I guess that entered the nether region because that was a walk.
That was close, man.
And once again, a T Thunder is on base through balls.
And brings up another T Thunder behind him.
Called hit and
on.
run. Wow, Whitney noting 7 walks for Bam Bam Damn Ham, and yet no
wow.
runs given up as he rings them up there.
I'm sorry, but what are you swinging at for Thunder there? That was way out of the zone.
Man, Bam Bam Damn Ham, over 100 pitches in 6 innings of work, 5.1 even. This is most likely his last batter here.
Oh, definitely. He's getting the red from Velo, so yeah, don't be walk number 8, please.
Oh, that
Oh
misses.
my gosh! Called it again. 8 walks for Bam.
Now pitching,
And there
That
we go.
misses somewhere. Now here is Jesus Shuttles. Let's try that again. Here's Jesus
Jesus
I
Shuttlesworth. I
did
know.
a mix between the
It's a
J
big
and the
mouthful.
H.
Former-
So it was our Jesus.
Former moonshot, yes. So, teammates with wrecked dreams.
He gets run up there. Now here is Iron Hands. Jerry Thunder.
Oh,
The Thunder trifecta is complete.
yes.
Howard versus left-handed pitching activated.
Yeah, as Jerry Thunder does not have a catcher secondary, so they're going to bring in a new catcher, probably Calip here, defensively.
Full count runners will go. One shot could put the ball players up. Left side off
Oh!
of the glove of Santa
Gotta go
Ram.
home.
Runner will hold at third. Bases are loaded for Toby Barker.
Barker. Let's see if he can score all 4 here. At least 1 to put the ball players on the board.
Runners at second and third would be charged to Bam Bam Damn Ham. But if Shuttlesworth can do him a favor here, he'll exit the game with 0 runs. But this ball is hit well.
Get out.
Tracking back at the track and caught
Oh.
by Galileo at the wall. BBDH 0 earned runs. We'll head to the top of the 7th.
number 30 in the game, number 22.
And there is Calip here. Man, Bussa, I gotta have you on for all my casts.
Appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's been a blast so far.
Marge, to my credit, that ball looked really good off the bat, as that was a really good dive by O'Connell. The
Really?
veterans
Oh.
got jumped still, even in Season 8.
21.
Yeah, dude, that ball looked gone off the bat for Barker. And my goodness, that ball just died at the front of the wall.
I
Former
always
Walker
forget that
Bembry.
it's an exclamation point.
Oh yeah, for the commands and stuff.
Yeah. Well, no, the to the moon exclamation, the to the moon command. Has an
Oh
exclamation
right,
point.
yeah.
Adrian Walker has done well so far in relief of the decapitated Gigi Nori and gets the strikeout there. I was gonna say gets rung up there, but that's not the ringing up. He couldn't feel the vibes in the Bombers organization, but this is most likely Walker's last batter here. Can she get into the 8? Popped up, and it looks like she will do so. Calipir makes the grab.
Very good outing for Walker. 3 2/3, just one hit given up. Bravo to Adrian Walker.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Week 2, Day 1 action. I'm Pisek on the call, joined by Pasta. Make sure that you are following the official SSBL Twitch. Give us a Prime sub if you're feeling so inclined. And don't forget to join the Discord for all the latest stats, standings, and everything SSBL related. O'Connell pops out to Wreck Dreams for the first out. And now here is a tense with a triple and a walk. Rick of the Stick.
Because remember, he did have an error in the field. So that is why Rick is tense now.
Resulted in the only run of the game so far, but even so, rounds out there, 2 gone.
Big power bat and Patty Potts, 95-99 with 99 arm as well.
And that ball is hit well, tracking back at the track, and Kappa Kipchop Jr. in front of the track. If you are a ball players fan, you have not been a fan of the last 2 well-hit balls, as both of those looked promising off of the bat, but nonetheless resulted in nothing. And Haichu will get the call for the ball players here. Try to keep this at 1.
Now batting the shortstop.
Haichu
number
looks to be a
44.
new addition.
He came over from the Gauchos. Famously, I believe, did not see a single inning of action in the minors for the Gauchos organization.
Wow. Interesting. Yeah, so season 7, 72, 87, 66 are the numbers for Haichu.
Full count to Carol Henry, 0 for 3 today. Can she do her father proud?
Good battle here for Henry.
Nope, she's just a disappointment.
Maybe not
as she
anymore.
gets hung up there.
The designated hitter, number
And now
7.
here's another 0 for 3, Alicia Kim. Do you know
Lots of
who
con-
Alicia Kim is modeled after?
Do I know who Alicia Kim is modeled after?
Well, as she takes the walk, she is Jay Watt's wife.
Oh, interesting.
Wife? Fiance? One of the 2. He's got a lady, but I don't. 0 for 3, Buzz Yellow. Can he make his father proud? Pitch out, trying to get the runner. Dribbler, Thunder, go to first. The Legacies will always fail the expectations set for them. And to the bottom of the 8, it's the Thunders and Tucker drew up.
The shortstop,
All right, yeah, it is wife. It is
number
wife,
15.
of which I do not have. Theo Thunder here, 1 for 1 today. To left center, and that one will drop down for a single. Just like me. Terry Thunder now. Over 2 with a walk. That one's up the middle.
Oh my gosh, that almost took Shuttlesworth's head off.
Marge. Let's not bring all that up again.
What's Marge saying? I don't have chat open, by the way.
It's I'll tell you later. That's all.
Okay.
Let's not.
Let's just commentate on the game, shall we?
1-1 count. Thunder's on base.
Nathan Tucker, what are you swinging?
Looks to be a Dragons
Dragon
special in
special.
the dirt, but
Oh!
still Red
What a
Dreams.
pick by Rick Dreams!
Fielder.
Now here's an 0 for 3 Juice Armstrong, the tying run 90 feet away.
Very important for a mediocre hitter in Juice Armstrong to get this run in if you are the ball players.
In the dirt. Luckily, runner's at third, so I'm going to be doing there. 2-2 count. One pitch could get the Skulls out of the inning. Swing and a miss,
There
and
it
he
is.
got it. Rung him up. We'll head to the ninth. It's a 1-0 game for the Skulls.
Very bad plate discipline there by
The
Armstrong.
first baseman, number
Lucky
13.
that Shuttlesworth was able to get out of that.
Strike.
Oh, just foul by Dreams. 0 for 3 today. Make it 0
And
for
make
4.
it over 4.
Into center.
Unless, okay.
No, not by even tenths.
The third
Armstrong
baseman,
settles that.
number
Santaram,
25.
basically the margin of error for today.
Mhm.
Ball outside.
Oh!
Oh
He's
my
dead.
gosh!
He's dead! Santa isn't
But
real, and
he
now
looks
he's
to be
dead!
okay. I did not see a fitness decrease. No, we're good. He's fine. What a warrior Santaram is.
That was the equivalent of a tackle in soccer. He is perfectly fine.
Now batting, the second baseman,
Yeah.
number 21.
Well, that's clipped. I'm
The
sure
equivalent
Josh
of a
would love
flop,
that
if
one.
you will. Skulls are out. First and second.
Now batting, the catcher, number 21.
Nope, that's high.
Santa isn't real, and now he's dead. That one's gonna be a good one. That one's up the middle. Runner is gonna come home. The throw by Armstrong is in plenty of time.
Wow!
Gunned down by Armstrong, keeps it at 1. We head to the bottom of the ninth. The ball players will look to tie or walk it off.
Catcher,
Ooh.
number
Do you like
22.
that decision? To send the runner.
I hate it. They had the right idea earlier by not sending it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Juice Armstrong. I don't know why you test a 99 arm.
And he gets rung up there. Cal disappeared to the bench. Dopey Barker will have to face Illa Page. Charlesworth did well in relief. Barker nearly had a grand slam. Instead, his team is down 1 and needs some help.
And this isn't looking good.
Left side, nice
Oh,
drive by
play.
Santaram, but not in time.
Ooh.
Maybe if he didn't have a concussion, he could have gotten it through in time. And now O'Connell with a chance to walk it off.
Don't jinx it, Fisac.
I'm not jinxing. I just
It's
call
destiny.
destiny.
It's destiny.
Destiny
Well-
says it's the second out.
Take us back out of the inning.
I called
Destiny-
Destiny, and she said,
Destiny
sorry, nope.
says Rick of the Stick
Rick of the
may do it.
Rick of the stick. Runner heads to second to throw.
well.
Not in time.
Oh,
Tying
wow.
run 180 feet away.
Nope,
The
outside.
tying run at second, but Rick of the stick can make it a ball players win. 2-1 counts. Dribbler, right side, right dreams. Goose
Not
eggs
gonna happen.
for the ball players as the Skulls eke out a 1-0 win in a huge matchup in the Epic Novas. Costa, your thoughts on this one?
Very, very low scoring, but exciting at the same time. Of course, the ball players, 2 unlucky 2-out hits. Of course, the to the moons, if you will. Of course, the big Toby Barker with the bases loaded there to end the inning. But yeah, ball players just not capitalizing on their opportunities. Good pitching for both teams. As you see, No Re obviously getting knocked out was huge, but Adrian Walker, what a performance by Walker. 3 2/3, 1 hit, 4 Ks.
Bam Bam Damn Ham gets the win. No earned runs across the table for the Skulls. Illa Page will get the save. Gigi Nori does get the loss, as well as a trip to the ER. Player of the game will be Adrian Walker and Theo Thunder. And the only winning team player of the game is Bam Bam Damn Ham. Well, that'll do it for this game. We're going to head to our nightcap and head to our game of the night. It's the Unicorns at the Wildcats battle for the supremacy of the Epic Galaxy. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the SSBL right here on Twitch.
Oh, the hero comes, I can hear the drums and a horse is drawn to the kingdom come through the pale moonlight. My hearts ignite to the call. Oh, claim your prize for a crown of stars in the name of love. Be the sacrifice. You and I will stand and fight our backs to the wall. Oh, hero, I wanna be a hero. I wanna be a hero.
It's the game of the night. First time that the game of the night is the third game in the order. It's Unicorns and Wildcats in the what? Okay, I guess we're good.
We're good.
That was
Center
weird.
fielder.
Yeah, that was a little weird. but we're
Man,
good.
I love the color rush. Josh, whenever you're watching this VOD, I love the color rush. Color rush
is
looks
cool.
dope. Put
Good
your
touch.
votes in. Who will win? The Unicorns with Sparks on the mound, or Fanny Minshew and the Wildcats? That one is foul.
Ooh.
It's possible. Get prepared to tell us what these two teams have done so far this season. Oopster on the right side, fouled off again. 2-2 pitch, fouled up, and this time can't get away with it. That'll be caught by Someday for the first out. Brings up Breezy Bree.
So yeah, the Unicorns 2-0 on the year. 15 runs for, only 2 runs against, if you can believe that. Beating the Mythic 6-1 and the Serpents 9-1 most recently.
Breezy Bree, nice job by AC Milan. The throw in time.
Wow!
Doesn't matter where it's hit. AC Milan's got it locked in, and that'll bring up King Kush.
Well, with 92 fielding, you'd think AC Milan is a cornerstone over there at third, as she can't play anything else, actually.
They tried. She was like, no, I'm a third baseman.
I want to play third, and I only want to play third.
Dad, I only want to play third. I know that you are a right fielder, but I can't. As he gets rung up there. 3 up, 3 down. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Get our first look at the Wildcats, who the last time that they were here. Whew.
Oh my gosh. Talk about an offensive explosion for the Wildcats. 19-4 against the Stingers, and then 12-3 against the Angels. They are also 2-0, but that big 31 in the runs for. Got a lot of big power bats. You got Jackson Moore at the plate right now for the Wildcats.
Wildcats had a lot of bad luck last season. Were far better than their record indicated, and fate has determined that they deserved some luck on their side. We'll see if that holds through today. They're going to need it against Mabel Sparks. Full count, and he gets rung up there.
Just noticed Mabel Sparks is a maxed out pitcher, 297 total, 99s in all categories.
Brings up Whitney.
Whitney, another one of those power bats, 93-93.
Well, he can take that power and show it up his butt. He sits right up there.
Okay, 5 seconds.
It's
Okay.
the top of the second. It's Trey Pitplot. Woo! Feeling zany. Game of the night as she gets rung up there. Go to Saskatchewan. You're no longer welcome in this country. Big
Saskatchewan.
tuna Taigo. Whitney, I will not. 4 LaCroix deep. I'm actually only half a LaCroix. Actually, no, that's definitely nearly 1 LaCroix deep. Yo, I actually do have some Mike's Hard Lemonade Seltzers. I could break out one.
Oh my god.
Game of the night. Here's old Iron Balls.
Iron Balls? Is that
Old
a
Iron
nickname
Balls.
for Woody Walker?
Wait, no. You know the story of old Iron Balls, don't you?
I don't think I was here for that.
Oh my, no, you were definitely. I think it was season 5.
Was I?
Yeah, I think so.
Was I here season 5? I don't think I was here season 5.
Wait, you were here season. It may have been season 6.
I think I was here season 6. I'm pretty sure.
It may
was
have
here
been
6
season
and
5,
7.
but back when he was on the Retrievers, he had a tweaked groin. He stayed in the game, came up back to the order, and hit a walk-off home run.
You know, I think I remember that even though I wasn't here.
And thus
Something
the mantra of Old Iron Balls was born. As Porterhouse sits down, gets rung up there. And to the bottom of the second, Sluggington, Durr, Bobby Jimbo do it for the
Roberto
Wildcats.
Jimbo.
Number 25.
Yeah, that makes sense, because the Retrievers were winning then.
Ooh, big shot to Pup there, I see.
Listen, I'm 0-3. I have no
You have no cred,
no
man.
boundaries anymore.
The right fielder,
if the Roberto gave me. They're real pitchers battles. Romfielders had 2 home runs seal the deal as this one is Jack heading deep back to the track off of the wall, and it's a single.
Good hit there by Josh Durr. Again, 99-90. Big power bats. Only a season 6 player as well. So a lot of room to grow there for Durr.
Here is Bobby Jimbo. Bobby Jimbo laces it up the middle, and Bobby Jimbo is a ball.
Yeah, good improvement for Bobby Jimbo. Of course,
Lasers,
that
we
might
can't
be-
go 0-15.
Well,
There's 16 games in the season.
I thought there were 14. Or did you add 2?
We added 2. There's 16
You
games
added
this
2.
season.
Okay, there was 14 when I was here back in
Back
my
when
day.
I was in the SSBL, there were 14 games in a season.
But nope, the league office decides, you know what? Let's make it a 16 game
Swing
season.
and a miss, it's run up there. Back in my SSBL, there were as many walks as strikeouts. Runners take off the throw to third in plenty of time. What are you
And their
doing?
owners made stupid decisions.
That's the second time this season. The first time was in spring training. The Wildcats called a double steal, and for what purpose?
To just end the inning and go back to pitching.
No, I'm going to go ahead and say the Dragons will win at least 1 game this season. Because no team has ever gone defeated. That one's right up the middle past Minshew. Leadoff runner aboard for the Unicorns.
You mean winless, right?
Well, yeah, defeated. Because there's undefeated.
Right, but if you lose 1 game, you're still defeated.
Right.
If you lose all games, then you're winless.
If you lose all the games, apparently you're the Dragons. That's the call.
Beside the
show.
point.
Back in my day, Jose Odor was the leadoff batter. And now he hits that up the middle for a single. Runners on first and second. Dangerous
That was a
opportunity
smooth
brewing.
transition.
Back in the days when Pasta used to be a manager. It's interesting because he managed the oldest team.
Are the Walkers the oldest team?
I think the Knights are, but it's oh no, I think the Angels are. The Angels
Okay.
are. Angels might actually go 0-16 this season. Minshew
third.
goes to
Yes.
third, heads
Yeah,
up
smart play. Yeah.
The left fielder, number 7.
Would not want to go to first there because that would avoid or eliminate the double play opportunity. As meanwhile,
hit well to left, but Longshakes makes the grab, and so it goes from runners on first and second, nobody out to 2. Back in my day, Bobby Jimbo was a young whippersnapper.
and now he has all stats above 69 and is turning into a
That's nice. King Kush struck out his first time up. 3-1 counts. This ball is skied, heading deep back
ya.
to the track, to the wall. It's out of here. King Kush blast that over 420, and it's 3-0 Unicorns.
The third baseman,
big
number
homer
30.
there for King Kush.
An absolute gobsmacker from the younger kid.
A gobsmacker, huh?
Take that smackaroni to the soda fountain shop. And she gets swung up there, caught looking. The cow needs to move over. Blonde and Longshanks due up for the Wildcats as they're now in a 3-0 deficit. Looks like game votes. Oh, that was actually a close poll there. Wait, I want to see the poll. Where did the poll go? Where did you find this dang poll?
The poles are in left and right field, obviously.
Where's the poll, Shuddy? Whoosh. Whoosh. I can't whistle.
Strikeout there for me, the Sparks.
Sorry, I'm getting so distracted right
Pay
now.
attention, Fisek. My
It's
God.
the game of the night, and I'm so distracted. The wheels are fully off. I might as well just get one of those hard seltzers while I'm at it.
Oh, God.
Someday, she gets hung up there, and I'm going to leave it to Pasta to call this one as I go get some Beveragino.
All right, so 5 strikeouts here from Nick Sparks brings up Henry Longshanks. First pitch fouled away. A 1 swing and a miss. The 0-2 for Longshanks. Can be thrown to left. It'll be foul, though. 0-2 pitch. Just inside ball 1. Longshanks, fair ball down third base line. Longshanks going to round first. Head to second here to throw. And Bree is not in time, and Longshanks, with that big speed, is into the double.
Number 19.
Bring up Jackson Moore, the 4th here. Veteran of the league.
Got my
Former-
strawberry hard seltzer. We're all good to go. Jackson Moore.
Former overdraft and stinger is Moore.
Left side, that one's through. Runner will come home. The throw by Breezy Bree will not be in time. Cut off by Tygo. Wildcats are aboard. A little bit of a 2-out rally going here, Pasta.
Yeah, definitely set up by the Longshanks double that you missed. Right down the line, pulled it over third.
You're out of line, Buckaroo. Whitney. Popped up. Center field. Caught by Tobster. And we'll head to the top of the 4th. Big Tuna Tygo, Old Iron Balls, and Aggie Porterhouse due up for the Unicorns.
Number 19.
This ball
Uh-oh.
is jacked. Honey D back to the track to the wall.
Big Tuna bomb!
It's out of here. 404 feet. Big Tuna Tygo puts the Unicorns up 4-1.
Now batting, the designated hitter.
Man,
Number 4.
that was an absolute tank. Tuna Tygo. 91 power, 89 contact. Showing you why right there.
That ball was skied me back to the Great Depression. This one's popped up.
What?
Minshew makes the grab for the first out.
Now
Follow
batting,
along,
the
please.
first baseman.
Okay.
12.
I need you to pull it together. Not me. I'm doing fine.
Sure, 5 sec.
1-2 count. Yo, Porterhouse kind of thick.
Well, I mean, he gets it from his dad.
And he gets wait.
Former
No,
walking
actually, on second thought,
Hamilton Porterhouse.
I don't want to dive into that now. I realize I've opened the box and I actually never even wanted to see what was inside. 3-0 count to Musha. And that's a
4-pitch walk.
4-pitch walk.
Now batting, the
Brings
second
us to
baseman.
Jose Odor at the bottom of the
Number
order.
13.
Former leadoff hitter, Jose Odor.
Did I say Tank Tygo? I meant
No,
to say
I-
Big
no.
Tuna.
No, I said a tank by Tuna Tygo, of course,
Ah.
knowing that Tank Tygo was.
Now
But here's the
batting,
thing about
center
both
fielder,
Big Tuna and Tank Tygo is that between them they have 10 brain cells. So you can't even make jokes like that because they will get confused very quickly.
Good to know. I will save that for future rep.
That's some Tygo slander. Sponsored by Mike's Hard Lemonade Seltzers. Available at a grocery store near you. Aaron Tobster, runners on first and second, a chance to increase the lead for the Unicorns. Won't do
And
so
that
though.
won't happen.
Whitney makes the grab. Head to the bottom of the 4th. Sluggington, Dirk, Jimbo due up. I think this is the first game so far that we've seen some like pretty decent offense and conversions. I mean, the Wildcats of course only have 1 run right now, but seen some life at least from both squads, and the Unicorns have been able to take advantage so far.
Yeah, I think this is easily the best offensive game we've seen combined today. Of course, anything can measure up better to that 1-0 news fest.
That one off the glove at first, but still able to settle it down. One gone.
Fielder.
The Tigers can do whatever they want to me after this game. I am 0-3. I have nothing. There is nothing left. I am a broken man. I might as well lose to the Express while I'm at it. Give them their first win after they got robbed by the Knights. Did you see that game, Pasta?
Oh, I saw the clip. Chase Clout with the rob of the century. Everyone.
The center.
Man, he is now welcome to Express territory as she rings him up there. 2 gone. Here is Bobby Jimbo, and Bobby Jimbo laces another single up there. What phrasing, Wit?
Jimbo's second hit of the day, if I do recall correctly, and has Steeler. Does he go here, Faisal?
And Bobby Jimbo, he does whatever he wants. I
Do
wouldn't
have
know.
a good arm.
Not against
behind the
Musha.
plate. Musha, 99 arms. Probably not.
Moosh, that's a death warrant right there.
Mm-hmm.
That one's up the middle. Jimbo will head to third. The throw by Toe Buster is not in time.
Now batting.
Runners on the corners now for AC Milan, and the Wildcats one swing away from tying this ball game up.
We'll see what AC Milan can do here. Big spot for the Cats.
Yeah, but Marge, that's the wrong fielder's number 4. I actually like my chances in that one more than today. And she gets rung up there. A chance to tie it amounts to nothing.
But no.
Led to
Big
the
K
top
there.
of the 5th. Greasy Breed lead things off. And Pasta, you know, we've already mentioned this, taking advantage of opportunities. Both teams with 6 hits, but very different scoreline right now.
Yeah, definitely the Wildcats not having great runners in scoring, position efficient,
Now batting. The right fielder.
having just
Number
left 2 on
68.
base there.
Now pitching.
That'll do it for Minshew. Only 4.1 innings of work. Highest Serenity will get the call in after that fly out by Brew. Yeah, it's the Rom Fielders 4 against my 1. The Vikings. Granted, the Vikings, it doesn't matter who their starter is because all their starters are really, really good. But then the Cyclones,
Number
that'll be
30.
my 3 versus the Cyclones. 1.
Oh, they almost did the thing.
The
They
shortstop.
almost did the thing. So that'll be me against Kyle Edwards. Great. Runner takes off for a second. The throw is off
hello.
the mark. Someday needs to get some accuracy.
But she has 93 arms.
Yeah, we saw every bit of it there. That
Saw
one's
every bit of
right
the
to Whitney,
sixth.
though, so nothing comes of it. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. Day will have a chance to redeem herself there.
We'll see if she can already struck out
The
today.
catcher. Number
Does have 94
26.
power though, so definitely a threat to go yard. And
Odor?
that's not gonna happen.
Now
Gets the
batting.
grab there. I'd rather face Days than face Lee. I'll tell you what, though, the issue is mainly just the hitting in general. Like, the hitting just hasn't been there at all. That's enough
No.
Dragons talk. Because we're in the game of the night. 4-1 Unicorns lead. Henry Longshanks. Oh, just over the glove at first.
Now batting. The designated
Wildcats have been able to get singles, but so far have not really opened the floodgates. That one's right to Big Tuna Taiga.
Now
Sparks up to over 80 pitches now.
Number
Yeah, but she is showing no signs of slowing down. The rating still good at this point, even though she stamina. That's going to be interesting as the game goes along.
He's given up 7 hits, but also 7 strikeouts. 1-1 count to Whitney, 0 for 2 today. Dribbler. Tuna Taigo. Build a first in time. Led to the top of the 6. Old Iron Balls will lead things off for the Unicorn.
Now batting, the designated hitter.
Interesting
Number
to see how
4.
the Wildcats have actually now out-hit the Unicorns, I believe, 7-6.
Full count to Walker. Dribbler. Bash. In time to Sluggington.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 12.
Aggie Porterhouse. 2-2 count. Ooh, and that one's right to the knee.
Now batting, the catcher.
Last thing you need if you're the Wildcats.
Looks like Porterhouse going to walk that one off. That did look very painful.
Serenity now tense. Ooh, could have unloaded on that one.
Loose
1-2
shot,
count.
always a threat here, yeah.
Dragon Special definitely in play. Swing and a miss. She got rung up there.
Batting, the second baseman.
Now bring up
number 13.
Jay Odor.
Wildcats looking to keep this lead of the Unicorns at 3.
1-2 count to the Unicorns mainstay. Fouled off.
Ooh.
2-2 count. Fouled off again. Odor with a great at bat here. Earns the full count. Runner takes off and it
Oh.
misses.
Wow, yeah,
The
Maya
center
Serenity's
fielder,
accurate
number 12.
just showed right there.
Pitching,
Oh, it's gotta feel bad as here comes Botch Peppers Jr.
Well, we got some accuracy in there. Watch Peppers with an accuracy rating of 81.
That one into center. Jimbo with the arm. It's not gonna be in time. Oh wait, what? What? What?
Bobby Jimbo!
Are you kidding me?
Only 69, nice arm, but in time.
25.
I am shook. Big Tuna Taigo in time for the first out.
The right fielder.
That's the second gun down runner we've seen today at the plate. Quickly 2 gone though here. I mean, I know Haggy is slow, but that was I thought that was 5-1. Well, here is the gunner himself, Bobby Jimbo.
Already 2 hits today for Jimbo. Have a day.
2 singles up the middle.
Could he make it 3 for 3? Almost.
Why not just send it to center?
Why not? Well, staying alive for a full of the moment.
Swing and a miss. He gets rung up there. We'll head to the top of the 7th. Unicorns nursing a 3-run lead.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 7.
And really, all these games very, very similar in terms of who is taking advantage of the opportunities. Only had a total of 11 runs scored in these 3 games, but there's been plenty of hitting to go around. It's no conversion.
Yeah, and it seems that whoever has started the game with the lead has been able to maintain that lead. So, thus, the importance of bullpens, of course,
The right fielder,
being tasked
number
with
68.
holding these leads. And it shows you how important a good bullpen is for a team.
Feed off single. The King Kush runner takes out for a second. The throw is in time.
Wow.
Sit down, Bree. And swing and a miss. He gets hung up there. Not the two-pitch rendition that the Unicorns would have liked to see. And now here's a tense Trey Moo Cow flip flop.
Considering Breezy Bree's 99 speed, I'm shocked that she was thrown out by that large of a...
Aside, Whitney, throw to first in time. Led to the 7th inning stretch. I want to thank everybody for joining in for the game of the night. Unicorns and Wildcats. I'm Fisac on the call, joined by Pasta on color. Make sure that you are following the official SSBL Twitch. Send us a Prime sub if you're feeling so inclined. And don't forget to join the Discord. Find out all the latest stats, scores, and everything SSBL on the Discord. Into center, Tobster with a great run there to get the first out of the inning.
Now pitching.
And that'll do it for Sparks. Archibald Longshanks will come into the game.
Pretty good outing for Sparks there. 6 1/3, 7 hits, 8 Ks. The strikeouts, of course, balancing out the relatively high hit total in the game.
This one will be extra bait. No,
No,
Tobster.
Aaron Tobster.
Fantastic work in the outfield.
Number 20.
Pulled that one to a single. Still brings up Someday with a runner on first. 0 for 2 today.
And this is prime double play territory. Not a lot of speed on day, nor to... So Longshanks looking to get out of the inning quickly here.
And she gets rung up there. Caught looking.
Did I see 101 on the run? From
I was going to
Longshanks?
say, I'm pretty sure that was 101 there.
My goodness, what a heater.
Dribbler, Longshanks on Longshanks action there. We'll head to the 8th. Big Tuna Tygo, Woody Walker, Haggy Porterhouse. Due up for the Unicorns. Hey, it's Josh. Welcome, Josh. It's been a normal stream. Nothing weird has been said. Just a normal stream. Lead off walk.
Is that fourth pitch walk?
Designated hitter.
I think it was a 4-pitch walk. Brings up old iron balls.
Did not want to pitch to the dangerous Tygo. And pretty stacked part of the lineup here for the Unicorns.
Quickly down 0-2. Peppers Jr. just missed. This one hit well into left, but settling there is Longshanks for the first out.
Now batting. the
Niners
first
stick
baseman,
around for the blowout
number
game
12.
of the evening. It's Walkers and overdrafts. That's what we'll call it. We'll call it the blowout game of the evening, even though it won't be a blowout. But just because that's what everybody has been saying.
You're kidding.
Here's what I said. I said we should put like a blowout game or something at the end.
Huh. Okay.
Or something is the key words there. Like, it doesn't have to be a blowout. As
something.
Nina Bash, 2 slugging 10, 6-4-3 Dragon special ahead into the 8th. And the Unicorns really haven't been able to convert since the 4th. Wildcats, though, need to score some runs.
Yeah, I think it's more important for the Wildcats to get on the scoreboard. And as we've seen in the previous games, 4 runs could be enough to win yourself the game. It's just on Archibald Longshanks now. Shut the door.
Marge, that's a hot take.
There we go.
As he gets run up there.
What's Marge's hot take?
That the walks are going 3-0. What if I told you at the beginning of this season that the Dragons would go 0-3 and the Walkers would have a chance to go 3-0?
That would be hilarious.
It's not to me. It's just pain. 2-2 to Whitney. Brought to you by Lopside Industries. Right side. Hold on, Whitney. I don't think you realize what you just did there. That's a great name suggestion.
20.
Lopside Industries.
Lopside Industries.
or just lopside.
Left
Ooh,
side,
that's
high in the
foul.
air.
Whoa.
Looking out of play. Oh, Breezy
Whoa.
Bree really robbing the foul ball. Can Sluggington get it in play now? Yes, but not nearly as far.
And there's the out.
And we will head into the 9th inning. The Wildcats will need to hold here and then do some damage in the bottom.
Number 23.
That's what she said.
Stop.
Musha up here. I got distracted by Josh's comment because I was gonna tell Josh how like it was just like, man, that game was again it's 1-0, but it felt like a much larger game than 1-0.
Yeah, definitely.
The second baseman.
Especially considering the runners left on base.
Pitching.
Abel Mars comes in for relief against O'Shea O'Dore. It's a classic batter here in the Super Sim Baseball League. He's 2 for 2 today with 2 singles and a walk.
It's going to be a recurring theme for Jose.
He's swinging a missy right out there.
Number 12.
Odor goes down swinging. That brings up Aaron Topster. That one gets through.
Dive for that.
Sluggington does not know how to dive.
Left fielder.
That'll bring up a
Number
tense
7.
Breezy Bree after she got gunned down by Someday.
Bash Sluggington has 75 fielding. And meanwhile,
Oh! Breezy Bree just needs to not be at the plate or on base when there's a steal attempt.
Breezy Bree is not breezy.
Right
Let me
fielder.
tell you that.
Well, the Wildcats have 3 outs to get 3 runs. It's going to have to start with Joshua Durr, who is tense against a locked-in Archibald Longshanks.
Things are not looking good for Josh Durr, even though he's 99.99.
Loops, that'll be foul. Wing! And as he gets swung up there, one gone, and that brings up Bobby Jimbo. 2 for 3 today with 2 singles.
Archibald Longshanks locked in, as you mentioned, just becoming dominant here in the 9th.
I'll tell you what, though, if they can just get like 1 runner aboard, his pitch count is starting to get up there.
It is.
Swings that ball 4, full count. Swings again. And that one should have been ball 4. Instead, it's gonna be, is it gonna be a double?
Double?
It is
Yup.
a double.
Now batting.
Well, there you go. There's your runner.
Bobby Jimbo is aboard, and now here is Sandy Bash. Archibald Longshank still locked in. But
Surprisingly,
that was nice door, and that
Oh,
should have been
no.
the game-ending Dragon special.
Oh, no.
Number 48.
That'll do it for Longshanks. Codsworth will come in.
Who was that at short? Was that Tygo? It was.
Runner will come home.
Oh, no
The throw
way.
by Kush. That's got to be in time. And
It is in time.
Gun down to seal the win. The Unicorns win the first battle in this tightly contested Epic Galaxy.
Wow. I almost thought that the Wildcats had a chance there after Tygo's error. But King Kush saving the day with an absolute laser of a throw from right to preserve the win for the Corns.
In the end, no runs were scored after the 4th inning. Despite the fact that there were 19 hits in the game, only 5 runs come across.
And the fact that the Wildcats out-hit the Unicorns too just shows you the importance of runners left on base and the importance of actually cashing in on those.
Of the 10 runners that were on base there, only one of them got through. Fanny Minshew will get the lost 4 earned runs. She did all the damage. to her team. Mabel Sparks will get the win. Butler Codsworth gets the save with that 1 out appearance. Your player of the game will be King Kush, followed by Mabel Sparks and Big Tuna Tygo. Well, that's it for the game of the night. Unicorns end up on top. I suppose don't go anywhere because we've got our blowout game of the night presented by Lopside Industries. It's the Walkers at the Overdraft. So we're heading to El Viejo right after this. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the SSBL right here on Twitch.
But I just gotta know one thing. Are you ready? No! I said, are you ready? Are you ready? No! I said, are you ready?
Welcome to the blowout game of the night presented by Lopside Industries. Tonight we've got El Viejo. It's the Walkers at the Overdrafts. Woody Scottish versus Chad Chaddington. I'm Isaac, joined along by Pasta, who used to manage the Walkers. This little team here for 2 seasons, was it? Season 6, Season 7? They start out the
And now-
season 2-0, and they are battling a 2-0 Overdrafts team as well. So someone here will leave with their first loss of the season.
Yeah, and I'm considering now that I get why you called it a blowout, because I looked at the team bars for the Walkers. My God, the aging. You have Ronnie Doctor batting second and playing the field. What happened to this team?
You happened to this team. You did this and you left.
Yeah.
The right fielder.
Well, I was
number
considering
13.
or thinking that someone would take my spot, but no, league office decided to
Well,
step in.
again, someone did take your spot, and then they
then
promptly
they
did
didn't.
not take your spot.
Right. That's what I meant to say. Anyway, good to see George Pierre still doing well.
Earns the walk.
Now back.
Brings up
the
Crew
shortstop,
Hart.
Number 2.
Runners on first and second, one gone here in the top of the first. Popped up. Infield fly called, and at second making the grab is KDC.
Now batting. The left
Thank you,
fielder,
Whit.
Number 34.
I need to update the standings.
Oh, in the schedule sheet.
No, in the crawl that I have.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm doing it through a text document as runners will move ahead. Bases are now loaded for Eddie
Oh,
Ortiz.
for Big O. Going DH. I like that actually. So probably have Bob Elford catcher.
I'll need to connect with everyone who streams because I think this new using the note file will make the scroll easier to update for everyone. So just keep that in mind if you are a host. As that one's up the middle.
There we go.
The Walkers will strike first. The throw by Piston Omen is not in time. Walkers take a 2-0 lead.
The first baseman.
You can't cheer, man. It's not your team, but you can't cheer.
Hey man, it's good to see that the Walkers, are at least doing something, considering their ratings are just.
KDC with a nice dive throw to first in time, but not for the Walkers. Deal some damage. 2-0 to the old guys. Omen, Ramos, Astaire do up for the overdrafts.
Is that the first time we've seen a team score in the first inning?
Today?
I think.
I think so. That one's right to Severus Sevi, Cyclo Shernley.
Interesting.
Baseman, number
Got Carlos Ramos. Make sure you get your votes into the poll. Up the middle, and Overdraft's had their first hit of the night.
Wow, Woody Scottish. I'm looking at the rating sheet right now. Really took a downturn.
Oh, geez, I had 20 Twitter notifications.
number.
I've had this habit lately of just knowing what will go viral in esports collegiate Twitter. Runner takes out for a second, called hit and run, and we'll have to promptly go back. Elf makes the grab.
Now batting.
Now bring out Bojakun.
Number 34.
Former Moon.
Yes, former Moonshot
Hey.
and the scumbag of the SSBL,
Oh,
Bojakun. He's just, look at him. He's just so arrogant.
Mm.
And he gets rung up there. Overdrafts put runners on, get nothing. We'll head to the top of the second. Jadinklage, Morgoon, Bob Elf, Milo Dakota.
Now batting,
Do up for the
center
Walkers.
fielder, Number 78.
Full count to Morgoon. And he gets rung up there. Caught looking it now. Here
What
is
he was
Bob
looking at.
Elf.
Morgan taking one right down the. Didn't even get the bat off his shoulder.
1-2. Swing! And a miss. He gets rung up there.
The third
Two
baseman,
straight strikeouts, and now here at Smiley Dakota. You know, going back to Jadinklage Morgoon, it's always felt like he's just always been on the cusp of that star core quality as this is grounded KDC 1-2-3 inning. For the Dragons, you know, he was still developing. For the Skulls, it felt like that's the goal, was to utilize him in as such, but it just never really reached that echelon. And then even for the Walkers, is just he's just always felt like he's been close and should be, but just hasn't been able to
But-
produce at that MVP quality.
Yeah, he just hasn't gotten over the hump. Back when I managed the Walker, I used to have him as a leadoff. Contact.
Oh
Uh-oh.
no! Woody Scottish is dead.
Oh well,
now batting.
that took a turn.
Now pitching.
The former
Number
Dragon. That'll get you some CTE. He will be okay in time for the next game, but oh lord. Woody Scottish, and once again, the damage against pitchers are continuous, as that's a
Oh.
Dragon special. It's just chaos here right now.
Number 17.
3 unassisted DP. Jess Tumblo, in past years, was actually my ace pitcher. when I managed the Walkers for a year, I think. Then now to the bullpen.
Well, from one former Dragons pitcher to another former Dragons pitcher. Now here is
was
Nico
Jeff Tumble a
Baca
Dragons
came
too?
over in that trade with Bojack Goon from the Moonshots. This ball is hit well into center, tracking back at the track and caught by
Oh!
Morgoon into the deepest part. 419 out in that corner, and the overdrafts once again cannot convert. Ronald Dodger will lead things off for the Walkers.
Yeah, really good range there by Morgoon there. 8 speed there in center. Very versatile player as Morgoon, has the infield outfield. Mostly known for his speed, especially out there in center field.
As he gets rung up there, brings up George Pierre.
Number 13.
Of course, the Walkers, you know, they're supposed to be tanking this season, but they have a chance to be, as they already are actually, sort of tied for first in the heroic evolution with the Gauchos, with the Wrong Fielders, and it's the Dragons who are 0-3 in that division as he gets rung up there.
Shortstop. Number 2.
And a win here, especially after Scottish goes down, would certainly get the league talking.
Yeah, definitely. It would be a hot topic on the next episode of Jacked, whenever that does come out. But yeah, the Walkers kind of surprising everyone. The solid start, even in this game, as well as the entire season here.
Into the bottom of the third, we'll see what damage the overdrafts can do against, I mean, let's add it, has been Jess Tumblo. I mean, do the math on what that is, but Ryzen pitching, not including fielding or speed, Ryzen pitching is 105. As she gets rung up there, I'm pretty sure Tumblo is below 105, or at least
Tumblo
close
is
to it.
actually not below 105. She is 60, 26, 42 for a total of 128.
So, okay, so not Ryzen, but you do not want to have a 128 pitcher in your majors. But
For
so
comparison-
far, through 1.2, he's given up 2 hits now. Strikeout.
For comparison, the worst pitcher on the team is actually at Rising 105.
Right fielder.
Is 42, 22, 41.
And who was that?
So, Alyssa Grubbs.
Yeah, I don't think, as this ball is jacked, heading
Uh-oh.
deep, back to the track, to the wall. It's out here, and just like that, we're tied at 2. And something tells me the Walkers will have an uphill battle if they want to stay undefeated.
Yeah, things are not looking good. Changing the soul with one swing of the bat. And there goes the Walkers' first inning lead.
Off of the glove of, I believe, Dakota at third.
Dakota, yes.
Now batting.
Dakota with 60 fielding, so not a surefire third baseman over there, but
Miller takes off for a second. The throw is not in time. Bojakoon in at second. Has plenty of speed. Any ball into the outfield probably would score him.
very close. That was a Mia.
As he gets rung up there. Not for a 2-run shot. Levels this game. We'll head to the top of the fourth. Severus, Sevi, Shekel, Shernley, Eddie Ortiz, Wingspan, Wackett. Due up for the Walkers.
Kind of surprised Amia took that third strike there at the end of the last inning. Looks like he had some contact. Pictures from Tumblo.
Swing and a miss. He gets swung up there. Brings up Eddie Ortiz as we're making pretty good pace so far today. 2 hours, 16 minutes of uptime. Nearly halfway through the blowout game of the night presented by Lopside Industries. That's how I'm going to designate them now from now on.
Oh, I think that's a great idea. But of course, with every industry, you need a logo. So you need to commission someone to make a Lopside Industry.
And for the record, it's not saying that it will be a blowout. It's that for all intents and purposes, it should be, which just means that there's that much more to prove, and there has to be a game that goes after the game of the night. You know?
Uh-huh.
We can take a moment as it's a 3-0 count here, and that'll be a 4-pitch walk to whack it. Look forward to the rest of this week. We got Squared on the call tomorrow night, 7:30 Central. Overdrafts will be in action again at the Liberty in Apple Field. Bammer versus Day is that pitching matchup. Then we got the Wildcats. Beef Boy will look to rebound against the Skulls of Rock. That's Ensalada at the Bingada Bowl as swing and a miss. He gets rung up there. It's at the bottom of the 4th, and that's interesting. I didn't even realize Wildcats and Skulls of Rock are actually both at Bingada Bowl. So it's a home game for the Skulls of Rock, but both play there. Our game of the night tomorrow is the Bombers versus the Ball Players. Dixon versus Blaze on the mound at Emerald Diamond. Again, another matchup where both teams play at Emerald Diamond. Popped up into shallow center, and making the run in from short and making the grab is Crew Hart. And then what should be the blowout game of the night presented by Lopside Industries is the Walkers again. It's Asiago, again, another Dragons pitcher on the mound against the Rom Fielders and Daryl Cage at Colonial Plaza. That's what's on for tomorrow. Wednesday, it's Chicken Sandwich on the call as that one's looped into right to George Pierre. 7 p.m. Central is the call time. The Express Nor-Northwest will play at the Dragons Lafayette Corner. First home game of the season for the Dragons. Betty Golden on the bump for the 0-3 Drags. Unicorns versus Stingers, your second game, Red Rock Park. Belmont versus Robin Ryan, sure to be a banger of a game. And then your game of the night, Serpents, Blast Hard Cheese on the mound at the Sparrows in Lafayette Corner. Phillips gets the call for that one, as that one is just foul on the right side. Your final blowout game of the night presented by Lopside Industries on Wednesday is the Lumberjacks versus Liberty. As that time this one drops through. Runner will head towards third. George Pierre settles it. Runner will stay at third. It's a stand-up double. Santea is on the mound for the Lumberjacks. Against the Liberty, it's Pratton at Apple Field. That's the rest of your schedule this week in week 2 of SSBL action. The squeeze called, and it works. The Overdrafts take a 1-run lead.
Yeah. You know, I like that decision by the Overdrafts. You knock Tumble out of the game, you bring in a not much better Vale Tamayo. And seems the Overdraft have the upper hand here against the Walk.
You have to think that this is the Overdraft's game to win here. Ballet, by the way, Ballet Tamayo. As that's a walk issued. Runners on the corners. 2 gone. Here's Carlos Ramos. 2 for 2 today with 2 singles. Overdraft's looking to extend their lead.
And I think they can do it, right?
Popped up into center, and that should do it for this inning. But the suicide bunt works out for the Overdrafts. They take the lead, heading to the 5th. Bob Elf in the top of the order, due up for the Walkers.
Now batting, the catcher, number 15.
Pasta, what's your experience been like? Again, of course, formerly a manager, now just an observer. What have you seen so far in this off season for the SSBL and into the start of the season with the new expansion team, so on and so forth, as Elf grounds that out to KDC?
Well, I do like the addition of the expansion team. Definitely shakes things up. It's interesting, too, as I've been assembling some stat sheets this morning. The way in which players kind of move around the team and kind of establish legacies in teams.
As this ball is hit well into center, but the deepest part, Piston Omen's there for the second round.
Second baseman,
It's
number
interesting to see
39.
over 7+ seasons of the league, you see who are the mainstays. You have Jose Odor. Some of the journeymen of the league maybe don't last long on the team. Maybe like a Jackson Moore. His name that comes to mind. But yeah, it's interesting to see how that kind of balance is in this league.
Right side, KDC at 1, 2, 3 inning will head to the top of the 6th. Even both of these teams, I'm sure like people get a kick out of it because I always talk about the Dragons, but that's just what I know. And both of these teams have former Dragons. The Walkers, of course, Asiago, Scottish, Tumblo, a lot of that old pitching core. So as you got Bob Elf and Dinklage Morgoon, whereas the Overdrafts, they have someone like Brock Hansen. And so even in terms of like former players that they have, the Overdrafts definitely built more to succeed. Of course, I have pigeoned the Overdrafts as the team to beat in the Heroic Icons over the Retrievers. They have a good chance here to go 3-0 as well.
Yeah, they do have a very solid lineup. Of course, Bo Jackoon at the plate right now. One of the best young talents in the league.
This one into left center, very slow, but making the grab is Shirley. Look at how slow he is. Maya
More
now.
importantly, those defensive ratings for Churnley, we're reading that as 10 fielding and 1 arm.
Oh boy, and this team is 2-0, and
Yeah.
this is why I cry myself to sleep. That's a lie. There's many reasons why I cry myself to sleep.
There
Full
is
count
only
to Amaya, and that misses, so he is over the walk. And we've already said this about the Overdrafts, but the Overdrafts coming to this season should not be in this position. They were not a team to win, but Blackman has taken this roster and has completely overhauled it and created what is, in my opinion, one of the top 3 teams in the Heroic. So an amazing job by Blackman for a team that looked dead in the water.
Definitely an emergence of young talent. Of course, you got Brotani, Jackoon, Carlos Ramos, Mookie Astaire there. Pitching-wise, a lot of good talent to Kay, Chattington, and Liam Bond. So, Overdraft, definitely a team to watch.
That one drops through. Runner heads to third, is safe. A little bit of a 2-out rally happening here. Here is, we talk about long-time overdrafts, Everett Sardine now with runners on the corner.
Yeah, so it'll be a season 1 player for the Overdrafts.
Into left, and nothing is guaranteed with Shirley out there. We'll head into the 6th. It's still only a 1-run lead for the Overdrafts. Pierre, Hart, Shirley do up for the Walkers.
Number 13.
Correct me if I'm wrong, has Sardine spent his entire career?
I am like 99% sure that Sardine has been in Overdrafts his entire career. Whitney can confirm, but I'm like 99% sure that that's the case.
Gotcha. Yeah, definitely when I think of the Overdraft, probably the first guy I think. Him and maybe Nero Bammer.
Dribbler, KDC has had a lot of action tonight.
Definitely, but hey, no mistakes.
Number 2. Now,
That'll do it for
89
Chattington. D. Beltford, of course, a part of that monster trade that the Overdrafts did, where they shipped 3 first-round picks. They got Baca, they got Beltford, they got Bojacoon.
Dragoon, yeah. Massive trade.
Oh wait, Sardine was a bomber. Oh,
Sardine,
Bammer.
the bomber? Okay.
Nero Bammer was for sure a long time.
number 30.
Yeah.
Overdraft. I'm gonna be honest with you. You could have completely gaslit me there, and I would have believed you that Everett Sardine was a former bomber. That's the mental state I'm in. I'm about 3/4 of the way through this Mike's Hard Lemonade Seltzer Strawberry.
Not a sponsor, by the way.
No, this is the vlog game of the night, sponsored by Lopside Industries, as he gets rung up there.
Designated hitter, number 44.
I'm like 99% certain Sardine has spent his entire career in Overdrafts. Left side, that one gets through. A little bit of a 2-out rally brewing for the Walkers. Runner scoring position 180 feet away for wingspan Wackett.
Number 5.
Yeah, problem is you got 0 speed on the bases, so I'm saying a base hit to the outfield probably isn't scoring that run.
Woobot says it's an unsafe lead. A hit to the Bermuda's Triangle could do it, but that's a swing and a miss. He gets rung up there. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Baca, KDC, Omen do up for the Overdrafts.
Only 3 hits on the day for the haven't scored since the first. And yeah, things offensively not looking.
And it's just amazing to think that this team is 2-0.
Yeah, it's insane. I was going to say earlier, there's only one player on the Majors roster who is younger than season 4.
Second baseman.
He rings them up there. It's just the course of the stats. And that's, you know, of course, like wins are wins, but it's also a 16-game season. So it basically, if you consider it, they could easily still go 0-14. It's that's the thing about an extended season, like extended being by 2 games. Like it does matter. As this ball is checked, heading deep, back to the track, to the wall.
Oh.
It's out of here. She's been phenomenal at second, and now she's on the scoreboard. KDC makes it 4-2 for the home side.
That big home run there for KDC. Only 2 pounds. KDC. 3 yards. To my now we're by Chris Slump.
Left side immediately to Shernley, and you gotta think Slump needs to go a lot here. Need to get maybe even 3 innings out of him if the Walkers want a chance at getting this game back.
Yeah, definitely. Slump, one of their better relievers. I will get you exactly how much better in a sec. 81, 57, 58. That's a total of 196. That is almost 70 better than any other roster.
Here's the guy who started the scoring for the Overdraft, Smokey Astaire. Runner around first, 2 gone, 0-2 count. That one just misses on the outside. Just misses high. Just misses outside.
Oh, no.
Full count. Runner will go. Swing on Milo Dakota, and Slump does the Lord's work there. Gets them out, head to the 7th. Morgoon, Elf, Dakota. Walkers need to start biting in as the Overdrafts are out hitting 10-3. Now, there are 2 tails to this, right? There's the one tail of the Walkers. Despite all of their stats, they're 2-0 entering this game, and we're seeing that right now as this is Sky by Morgoon. Will be easily caught in the Bermuda's Triangle by Omen for the first out. And they're only losing this one 4-2. On the other hand, the Overdrafts have 10 hits against this pitching staff, and yet the game's within 2.
Yeah, you would think if you have 10 hits against a very depleted pitching staff, to say the least, they could more. I'm honestly surprised if they haven't.
Elf right to Bojacoon, throw to first in time for the second out. Brings up Milo Dakota.
Number 15.
Popped up. It's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for the Walkers as we head to the 7th inning stretch. I want to thank everybody for joining us here on week 2, day 1. This is the, of course, blowout game of the night presented by Lopside Industries. I'm Fisek on the call, joined by Pasta on color. Make sure that you are following the official SSBL Twitch. Send us a Prime sub if you're feeling so inclined, and join the Discord to find out all the latest stats, standings, and news of the SSBL. Discord. Link in the chat.
Just thought of a new name suggestion.
What's that?
Prime sub.
Ooh, put that one in.
Yeah.
Are we on track for the lowest scoring set of games so far this season? Without a doubt so far this season, as he gets rung up there. Let's see, so far we are at 6-11. We're so far at 17. Week 1, day 1 had 43, 51, 54, 60. Yeah, without a doubt, this would be the lowest scoring, which is an interesting change of pace. Especially considering how on fire the Bats were day 1. It's nice that this game has had no double digits. Of course, we're still got, you know, another at least 2 innings of batting from the Overdrafts here. Swole Hebro, Tani at the plate. I would say even despite what the Overdrafts could potentially do here, this would without doubt be the lowest scoring. Just because with how one-sided some of the games have been so far this season.
Right, exactly.
Swing and a miss. He gets rung up there. Chris Slump is doing everything in his power to get the Walkers to stay in this.
Definitely. Big strikeout of the powerful Brotani there. And yeah, Chris Slump, I was going to say was doing well.
Beats that one through into the outfield. Runner in scoring position. Here is Nico Baca.
Number 16.
Leave opened up her account tonight. I don't know if she got any hits in the first 2 games of the season, but as a double tonight. This one into right, and Pierre is there, and so despite everything, this game is still tight. 11-3 out hit, and it's a 2-run game. Dr. Pierre Hart. I'll tell you what, if the Walkers are doing this and hanging around, they might as well just go ahead and finish the upset.
Ooh, okay. Ooh, bold prediction.
It's not a prediction. I'm just saying, if they're going to do this to us, if they're not going to give up, like, 3 runs in the bottom of this inning, then might as well do something here as he gets rung up.
That's a bad start.
Number 13.
Oh, he gets injured
Ooh.
too.
Ronald Doctor, meniscus tear.
Let me pop that. Meniscus tear.
Nice dive there by KDC. This time cannot get the out though.
The shortstop.
Is
Number
Whitney
2.
in the chat? If so, can you do the injury thing? He
I
hasn't
already
been
put-
pulled out yet.
I already put it in your Discord DMs. I couldn't keep track.
He hasn't been pulled out yet. Probably will be turned into the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, we'll see who they put in for Doctor. Who they have on the bench? They have Michael Cox on the bench, as well as Zach Sass.
The left fielder.
According
Number
to this sheet here.
now
Probably they
pitching.
go with Sass.
Number 30.
That'll do it for Belford. Liam Boss makes his way on. As the Walkers have runners on first and second with 1 gone. 1 swing, and this game is in favor of the Walkers. That right field ball is pretty low as that's off of the glove of Bo Shakoon. 1 run will score, and it is all of the sudden a 1-run game. And here is Eddie Ortiz.
44.
Big mistake for Bo Jakun, who has 9, by the way. But that was a little bit too tall for the big man.
That one, KDC, the throw to second.
You
and
go
that's
to
off of the glove of
second!
Shakoon. It goes from bad to worse for the mean mug boy of the SSBL, which should have been into the bottom of the 8th with a 4-2 lead, is now tied up at 4. And here's Wingsman Wackett right side. KDC throw to second in time, throw to first. They turn the Dragon special, but the Walkers
my.
have tied it at 4.
You said it, man.
That's
They
1
gotta do
error. It's
something.
counted as 1 error. The first one was not an error. The second one was.
Yeah,
Daniel
running-
Winkler will come into
running to the
pinch
base.
hit. Doctor will sit down.
So he was defensively substituted for Cox. I'll add that to my note there. As a pinch hitter, I think.
Yeah.
Dan Winkler.
As it's rung up there in for KDC and amounts to nothing. Now here comes Piston Omen. A meniscus tear is a tier 4 injury. He is out 4 weeks.
Oh no, that is not good for
That
Ronald
is a
Doctor.
huge loss for the Walkers.
Well, they do have some depth at middle infield, which is good. They have Michael Kopp and Zach Sass, as well as Archie Barker sitting in the minors.
Lagoon there for the second out, and we're 1 batter away from heading into the 9th, tied up for the SSBL blowout game of the night presented by Lopside Industries.
If I had a dime for every time you've said that, I'd rich man. But it's okay.
I said Slump had to go 3. He's about to go 2.2 here. If they get the out, he does.
That is
This is
very
feeling like
lucky.
deja vu right now. This is giving me season 6, season 7 vibes right now. Honestly, beginning of the season 7, this is what vibes are giving it to me. Here is the Dinklage Morgoon subbed out for Hamilton Porterhouse, the originator of the Thick Boy. Wahlberger will come in at second.
Wahlberg can play second? Really?
He's a catcher and a second baseman. As Bazzi gets injury-wise, because he was also pulled.
Oh yeah, he's a catcher infielder. That's crazy.
I mean, that right field wall is not too far away. All it takes is one good swing, and the Walkers could pull off an upset here. I know both teams are undefeated. You're out of your goddamn mind if you don't think that this is an upset if the Walkers were to do something here. I mean, if it was off of the bat of Bob Elf, I might just leave stream as well.
Well, 1-2 to Elf, and things are not looking good.
Thankfully, I'm still on stream. Wahlberger throws it out, so now Overdraft need just to get one to walk it off against the Walkers in the bottom of the 9th. Still got to get the out on Dakota, though. Left side, Brotani, throw to first. In time, we'll head to the bottom of the 9th. Slump will not be pitching. It's whoever that last option is, and I don't think it's a good one.
Alyssa Risen territory Grubs.
Alyssa Risen Grubs is the call.
Yeah, 105.
Bobby Boucher into center. Mookie Asir could end this with one pitch.
Yeah, Boucher, a good defensive replacement here. 77-89.
If you're the Walkers, you need 2 good innings from Grubs because you need to score in the 10th. Cox.
And you
first,
don't have
in time,
Violet
one
Tamayo
gone.
anymore either. They've used, this is their 4th reliever. And they've used Tamayo, they've used Tumblo, they've used Slump, and now they're on Grubs. This is their 5th pitcher.
Scottish out early after getting absolutely decapitated. Quickly 2 gone. And unless Amaya can do something here, we might be heading into extras for what should have been a one-sided game. If they put it in SP, it'd be better.
Yeah. But, I mean, the chances they do that unless Greg gets seriously injured here.
Swing and a miss!
Oh, no way!
3 batters, 3 outs for Grubs, and we're going into extras. The overdrafts are out hitting the Walkers 11-5. And here is Michael Cox, who has had some fireworks in the past in walk-off scenarios for the Walkers that you know all too well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely a good middle infielder backup coming in to pinch hit at sometimes.
If I recall correctly, he may have had a walk-off homer against the Lumberjacks. Here he gets rung up.
I think it was a walk. It may not have been a homer. I think it was a double or something. But I definitely do remember hitting one for sure.
Well, here's George Pierre. Could easily pull this to the right field.
Oh, easily. Talk about a power bat.
2-2 count. Dribbler right back to Liam Boss. Walkers, you gotta think they need to get a run here because Grubs is not going to last 3.
That is pretty anticlimactic for Eric Rounders.
Past the
meanwhile,
diving Joseph Wahlberger, who's in a
Wahlberger.
secondary position. Crew Hard is aboard. Now here is Severus Psycho Shernley, who has been known to have some fireworks with the bat.
Yeah, still at 75 power, 66 contact at his old age. Definitely a power threat for the Walkers.
Dribbler right back to Boss, and if the Walkers are going to create the upset, they now need Alyssa Grubs to go 3 innings or else bring in a starting pitcher. But they got to get 3 outs here and head to the 11th. Swolhe Brotani, look at that power. Look at that contact.
That is 97.
3 straight
wondered?
balls. Finds the zone
It's better off to walk from here.
and does do so.
Only 15 speed on Brotani, so easy double play here coming up for Sardine.
Number 17.
Potentially.
3 for 4, 3 singles today. 2-1. Misses inside. 3-1.
A little wild now as Grubbs.
Right to whack
Oh,
it.
here we go.
42nd in time. Kuhart in
Dragon
time.
special. That is huge for the wall.
3-6-3. Here is Nico Baca. Grubbs is locked in.
What? Sorry.
Grubbs
Huh?
is locked in.
A 105 pitcher is locked in.
Into
Oh.
right. This is a bomber
Bomber special.
special. Baca is aboard. We will go now to Joseph Wahlberger. Plenty of power. The overdrafts just need one. Grubbs no longer
True.
locked in. That did not last.
And Wahlberger, 97 power. Can he end it right here? Perhaps.
I mean, it's a 1-2 count.
Oh, just stayed
Wahlberger
alive.
stays alive. Oh, Jackson would have been an ugly strikeout. Oh, just
Oh.
misses. Runner will go. Swing!
Got him!
Yes!
Are you
Ball
kidding me?
at
That
the-
was ball 4.
A ball at the eyes, and at this rate, Grubbs will need to go 3 or it'll be a starting pitcher. We are still tied at 4 here in the 11th.
Oh my, that, you know what? That may have put Grubbs back to locked in. Oh, we know. Can you imagine that?
3-1 to Ortiz. Boss losing stamina here. Could easily get something on a failing relief pitcher here. Right side, Ramos steps on the bag. This should be it for Boss. They should bring in what is their last
Uh-oh, 7
resting
walk Brock.
pitcher, Brock Hansen. 7 walk Brock.
Former Dragon, by the way.
Former Dragon, by the way, we have seen 3 former Dragon pitchers this game. This
Uh-oh.
one is hit well into left. It is going to
No.
die before the wall. 7 walk Brock, nearly brocked it there. And now here is Bobby
Boucher.
Boucher.
Taking over for Morgoon in center.
Left
And
side,
that's pretty
Rotani,
much
go to
Bobby
first
Boucher
in
ground.
time. And without a doubt, if the Walkers get the upset here, it will be through a starting pitcher coming in. Because Alyssa Grubbs needs to be flawless through in here, and it's the top of the overdrafts order. She is indeed locked
Told
in.
ya, she's back to locked in.
Quickly down 0-2. 3
Oh my
pitches, 3
gosh.
strikes. Omen doesn't swing. We are
What?
witnessing a miracle here. Now here is Carlos Ramos, 2 for 4. 2
Alyssa
singles
Grubbs
and a
has
walk.
3 strikeouts.
This is unbelievable. This
Well,
ball is jacked. It's over,
Not so
baby.
unbelievable anymore. Game over.
It took until the 11th, but eventually the overdrafts proved what we thought was the case, but not in a convincing fashion.
Oh, not
The
at all.
overdrafts win it. They stay undefeated, and the Walkers, they get a loss in a game in which they were out-hit 13-6.
Yeah, I mean, considering the he had, you would have scored less than 4 runs, but no. The Walkers making it interesting, especially in the 8th, when you think the overdrafts had a 4-2 lead, at least just until Bo Jackoon. Bang bang of really unaware defensive plays that hot shot off the glove first, and then the running to the base area in the 8th, and that led to the game being tied at 4, and it made it closer than anyone probably would have expected.
Brock Hansen gets the win. Alyssa Grubbs gets the loss undeservedly, I think. I think Alyssa Grubbs going 2.1 innings and only allowing 1 run is nothing short of a
Yeah.
miracle. But
Striking out 3 to boot.
oh man, a game that we surely will not forget anytime soon. Carlos Ramos, your player of the game, followed by KDC and then Eddie Ortiz. I am awestruck. 4 close games for today. Pasta, your thoughts on today?
Yeah, I would say close is an understatement. 3 of those 4 games decided by 1 run. Crazy stuff. And as you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, probably a new low total runs scored on a stream.
Well,
we have-
not on a stream, I don't know.
On a stream, it's gotta be a new low.
I mean, 20
'cause you got
runs,
5
that's still a decent amount of runs.
20?
Without a doubt, the fewest amount on a stream this season.
right this
without a
season.
doubt.
That's what I meant to say. this
Without a
season.
doubt, it is on the season.
Yeah.
But
No
I
team
wanna-
scoring more than 5.
I want to thank Pasta for taking the time to be with me in color. We'll definitely have to have you back, especially just having color commentators is just so nice to have for these games. Helps to get more people involved. I think it brings in the energy. So my sincerest thanks to Pasta for being here today. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. Again, a reminder, Squared on the Call tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Central is your start time. Until tomorrow, though, we're going to end this with the Walkers putting up an amazing, amazing fight. Till next time, I've been Fisac, Pasta on the Call. Keep on rigging, everybody. See you tomorrow.